What's going on YouTube? DoubleO88 here, and I'm going to do a review about Hacksaw Ridge. And I'm a bit late because the film came out in January, like end of January in the UK, and I think it came out in like November time in the US, so my review's later than most other YouTube reviews, but I just had to. I wasn't going to make one, but I remember I did a reaction with my sisters to Hacksaw Ridge, and we were kind of taking a piss a little bit because last we saw Andrew Garfield, he was in The Amazing Spider-Man, and he was just a bit like, we were just taking a piss out of it, that Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a rubbish film. But then we watched the trailer, and it was so amazing. Like, I remember if you watch our reaction to it, we were just like stunned, and I didn't expect to get so much traffic on that reaction. I got like 28,000 views. That's quite a lot for me, considering it wasn't a Marvel or like superhero type thing. That's usually where I get most views when I do reactions. But this was just a typical, like an average, normal looking film, and I got a ton of views, ton of comments, because it's based on a true story about the soldier in World War II, American soldier called Desmond Doss, and people were talking in the comments about how he was such a hero. He didn't use a weapon. He had his religious beliefs that he didn't want to kill. He didn't want to harm anybody on the battlefield. He just wanted to save people's lives. He believed in the war. He believed what America was fighting for, but he didn't want to kill anybody to protect America, and that was very, very powerful in the trailer. And people were talking about that in the comments, and I was just like, damn man, I'm going to have to check this film out when it comes out. So I checked the film out, watched it with my girlfriend, and wow, Mel Gibson, he's the director of the movie, he blew me away with this film. This film was intense. It was a roller coaster ride of emotions. Like, the main character, sometimes you were annoyed by him because of his stubbornness of not wanting to use a weapon and put himself in danger and possibly other people in danger. Sometimes you loved him because of how much of a hero he was, how much he just had this innocence of a child where he wasn't cynical, he wasn't untrustworthy of people. He just wanted to just genuinely help people, and he just took so much value in human life that is lacking today. It was just so inspiring to watch. Desmond Doss, it's based on a true story about the soldier who was in his 20s, wanted to fight in the war, but wanted to go to Okinawa in Japan and fight for America in World War II, and he basically didn't want to use a weapon. He's a Christian. He believed that, he took that "thou shalt not kill" to heart, that commandment. He really believed in that, and I think he was a 7-day Adventist or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called. You guys can correct me in the comments. And that means what I know about that basically means you take your shit serious, you take your religion serious, you take your beliefs serious. And he really fought for what he believed in, and he wasn't going to compromise for no law, nobody. He wanted to fight, and he wanted to do it his way, and his way flipping worked because it saved lives. Like the famous line goes, he wanted to save lives while everyone else is taking lives. He wanted to save lives and preserve life, and that was amazing. He even saved Japanese lives, which is really commendable. Like, when you can think back then, the hate and the racism and all that kind of stuff going on, and he was saving Japanese lives, the enemy's lives at that time as well. It was a massive thing. Even today people wouldn't do that, it's just mad. And the story was really heartfelt, intense. Everyone's doubting him, everyone's looking at him like he's some kind of nutcase or a pussy. Everyone had their thoughts about him. Everyone was cynical about him. They tried to get him kicked out of the army and all that kind of stuff. They were trying so hard to get rid of him, but he just, stuck by his convictions, got through by some technicalities in the law or something. I couldn't really notice what that was, but there were some technicalities that helped him get through, and then he proved himself on the battlefield. He was out there when everyone else had retreated. He was still up there when the Americans were firing their missiles at the Japanese, and he was running around dodging and saving people's lives. And I was like, I can't believe it. And it was true. What was mad is, this is a true story. This shit actually happened. Like, he was always like, please God, let me get one more, let me get one more. And like, when you saying that and he's going, you're like, no, just escape, save yourself. But no, he's not selfish. He wanted to, he's saving people's lives. You know, and it's not just as simple as like, oh, he saved someone's life who's lost their legs. Who cares about him? He's lost his legs. He's not useful. What do you mean he's not useful? He's got a family that loves him. He's got a wife. He's got kids. And he's got everyone. That he's just saved so many lives by saving that one man that's going to go home to his family and his wife and his kids and everything. You know, they get to see him again, and they got him to thank for it. And it was just amazing to watch. There was some funny moments, like Vince Vaughn's character was it was funny in a realistic way. It wasn't too over the top, because when you see Vince Vaughn, you don't know if you can take him seriously. Like, if you watch my reaction, I even said that when I saw him in the trailer. I was like, what's Vince Vaughn doing in this film? I can't take him seriously. And I forgot about the trailer reaction when I was watching it in the cinema. And I was just like, what's Vince Vaughn doing in this film? You can't take him seriously. I said that to my girlfriend as well at the same time. But then he proved himself. He was really good in the film, and he worked in the film. And like he was a horrible asshole, but at the same time you just loved him. Like, he was one of them lovable assholes, basically. The war scenes were intense as all hell. Like, there was a guy that'd be talking to their teammate, and they'd be like, "Hey, come on, we got." And he's gone. Like, people just getting shot out of nowhere. It's just absolutely terrifying. Characters that seemed quite important, quite like main characters, were dying. They were dropping like flies, and like, you were just like, oh shit, anyone could die at any time. Like, you were literally worried for every character's life. It didn't matter what big name actor they were, they could have died at any point like that, and it was kind of scary to watch. There was some really like freaky jump scares in this as well, like almost horror movie-esque. Like, there was a part where like they really made the Japanese enemies look really scary, almost like monsters or something. Like, not in an insensitive way, but like more like just showing you how scary the enemy can be. And like, you didn't get to see them much except for when they get shot or die or something like that. And then all of a sudden, like when everything's calmed down, and like you see Andrew Garfield's character, Desmond Doss, and his commanding officer, Vince Vaughn. They were like, was it Vince Vaughn? No, it was some other guy. Some other guy was in a ditch with him, and all of a sudden, like, they're sleeping, and he wakes up, and then there's like a whole crew of just the enemy just staring at him, like right up close to the camera, like that, just staring at him. Like, and I was just, and then it cuts that. Oh, I jumped backwards. Everyone in the cinema just jumped. Like, what the fuck? Because it's like the scene before that, they were just fighting. And the Japanese guys are really far away, and they kill them all off, and then they're relaxing, they're resting for a bit, doing a little bit of dialogue, backstory stuff, and then all of a sudden, it just cuts to that face, like up close, and he's about to get you, and then he's stuck, and he hasn't got a weapon, and he's really like questioning himself at that point, like, should I use a weapon, should I not use a weapon? So the acting was so on point in this film. Andrew Garfield, I forgot he was even a British dude. He's from a native UK like me. Like, his accent, his what's the word, the country accent was just on point at all times. He made me believe he was like a pure, true American, and you know, he had this innocence, almost a goofy innocence about him. Slightly creepy at the start when he was meeting his girlfriend for the first time. It was almost creepy, but it's cool because he's a human. Sometimes people come across the wrong way, they don't know how they actually feel inside. But he had the confidence and the gift of the gab to get past that, and his relationship with the girl was so like really nice to watch, and like, it wasn't jarring or forced or anything. It was just really sweet because he just had this innocence of a child. And Vince Vaughn's performance, he was really good. He was a sergeant, and he would like line all the guys up and tell them like, yeah, and he was just funny. He was funny, but in a way that didn't ruin the tone of the film. Like, you see Vince Vaughn in like Wedding Crashers and The Breakup and movies like that, and you just think, oh no, what is he doing in this? This is going to completely kill the tone. But no, he just kept it cool. Like, there was a bit at the end that was a bit weird towards the end where he was like, you know, Andrew Garfield, Desmond Doss doing his heroic shit, and Vince Vaughn was still like, really? Like, I don't know, it seemed a bit too comedic, just slightly, not that much, but you wouldn't even really notice it. But like, apart from that, he was really, really good, and like, he was kind of the comic relief in a way, but not so much so that it was over the top. It was just like a nice, cool comic relief. And then you had Sam Worthington, who played a captain, and a real captain, and he was the one that really doubted Andrew Garfield and wanted him off the team for good reason. Like, he just thought, look, this guy's going to come on my field, people are going to protect him, he hasn't got a weapon, and he's just going to get himself killed out here, he's going to get my men killed. You can understand where he's coming from. It makes if he can walk around and say, look, I don't want to do this, it makes other soldiers think, oh, I can get away with not doing this as well. But lucky for him, soldiers still wanted to keep a weapon on them. Then he got proven wrong, and he respected him, and he said, I just hope you can accept my apology, after Andrew Garfield's character just proved him completely wrong. And I just loved that. That was really good. And one of the a lot of people were saying is a standout performance, Hugo Weaving as a father. Like, he was really good. Like, you've seen the type of the arsehole drunk father that beats his wife and beats his children. You see that in all these films, and you just want to hate the dad and hate him, but you don't hate Hugo Weaving's character. You feel sorry for him. You know he's going through some serious pain. Like, one of the most emotional moments of the film was when Andrew Garfield actually had a gun in his hand and he wanted to kill his own dad. That's part of the reason why he never wanted to hold a gun again. There's so much layers to this. And he was holding the gun to his dad's face, and like, she didn't pull the trigger. But Andrew Garfield's character said, I felt like pulling the trigger. I killed him in my heart, he said. And that was when he just decided no. And then like, you just felt sorry for Hugo Weaving's character, the father. And he just it's really heartfelt. The only criticism I have is his accent was a bit off sometimes. I'm not sure if it was. I don't know if it was meant to sound like that. I just kept hearing, I know it's Hugo Weaving, but I just kept hearing Agent Smith. Sometimes it was a bit weird, but apart from that, like he really killed that role of the father. If you're an atheist and you're proper like a proud, arrogant atheist, like me myself, I'm not. I was brought up Christian, but I consider myself more, I guess, agnostic or deist now. Or I believe there's a higher power, or I believe I believe there could be some. I'm open-minded. I believe there's something that could be out there, but I don't believe in the Bible or the Quran or anything like that. I just think that's all bullshit written by other humans to write whatever they want to write, But I believe there could be some kind of thing we don't understand out there. It might not necessarily be spiritual. It might be some kind of alien or anything that could have created anything out there. I don't know. I just something that created us. Doesn't necessarily have to be a god that we worship. Just be something that created us. Like, sometimes we create other kids, but we're not really a god to be worshipped. We're just parents, But anyway, let's not go into all that. Like, despite what you feel about religion, if you're an atheist or whatever else, this film really tugs at your heartstrings, and it does the religion thing right. It doesn't throw it in your face. He's not preaching to you and saying this is why you should be a Christian. It's just showing you that this is what motivates him, this man, this Desmond Doss, and it's really, really heartfelt, and like, it makes you kind of want to, like, this is the kind of shit that makes you want to be a Christian. Like, all the shit people show you on, like, all these conversion things, trying to convert people into Christianity or Islam or whatever. Fuck all that. Like, this film could make you want to be a Christian, the way it just showed his faith, and the fact that it happened in real life, of course, like, because they show you a little clip, as a little bit of a spoiler, not that much of a spoiler, they show you a little clip of the real guy at the end of the film, and he was like, I just kept saying, please God, let me get one more, let me get one more. Like, basically he was saving all his soldiers, and then no one could boil, he was the only one there. And yeah, it just made you think, wow, like, maybe God actually came down and helped him do this. Like, wow. But yeah, like, you've got to appreciate this film, whether you hate religion or whether you're an atheist or whatever else. Like, you have to appreciate it. You have to appreciate his beliefs, and his beliefs probably saved, whether his beliefs are false or not, his beliefs saved 75 men, and you have to admire that. Like, but it's not just religion; it's him as a person, because obviously the rest of all of them were Christians back then. Like, everyone was a Christian back in those days, But he was the one who took it to that level where he took it to, he wants to save lives and he doesn't want to take any lives, and that's really commendable. He's the real life Captain America, and it was really amazing. And Mel Gibson, obviously we know about his troubles, the shit that he's gone through in the past, and anti-Semitic comments and racial comments, maybe even sexist stuff he's done before. But wow, like, I just want to forgive him after making amazing shit like this. It makes Braveheart, Apocalypto, and I think there's another film he's making now. And now they're saying they want him to direct Suicide Squad 2. He's a great director. Every film he makes is intense as hell. I don't know if he's right for video game. I don't even know if he's right for like comic book adaptations though, because they're supposed to be really light-hearted. Mel Gibson's quite intense, and I think it's his intensity that makes his films so good and so fun to watch, because they just seem so real and gritty and badass at the same time. Mel Gibson's one hell of a director. I love him from that. There's one thing though, like maybe he is a little racist. I didn't see one brother. I didn't see. It's just to quote Chad Warden. If you guys don't know what Chad Warden is, that's old school YouTube. But I didn't see one brother in this film. Not one brother. Nah, I don't really care about that. Like I'll think that maybe there's not one black guy in this film or anyone minority in this film, because it's set in 1940 something, you know. And maybe the Hacksaw Ridge crew that went to Okinawa didn't have a black person in their squad, and maybe Mel Gibson was staying true to that. So it's not even a big deal. You don't need a black person in every film. I'd rather have no black guy than a token black guy. That's it. If you're gonna have just a token black guy just to keep the diversity numbers or some bullshit like that, that's just insulting. I'd rather have no black people in it than have just one token black guy in the background that goes, "Oh, we gonna kick some ass, bro. Yeah, we gonna kick some ass." I'd rather have no black guy and have one black guy doing that. This film, absolutely amazing. It's up for Best Director and Best Picture in the Oscars, and I hope it wins. Although I can't really judge because I haven't seen all the other things that's up for nomination. They could be better, but this film's one of the best films I've seen in years. Like, it's so intense. I have to see it again. When I came out of the cinema, I felt like I want to show everybody this film. That I know that anyone that walks past me, you have to watch Hacksaw Ridge. Watch Hacksaw Ridge. Like, it is such a good film. I need to see it again one day, as soon as possible. But yeah, anyway, that's my review of Hacksaw Ridge. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you again. Peace.